Okay, now in this video we will begin the internal features of the spiny dogfish shark. We will briefly introduce the coelom, and then we'll go over the major organs in the digestive system. So we've exposed the pleural peritoneal cavity, or the abdominal cavity. Anteriorly we have the pericardial cavity, that's where the heart is. This is separated by a transverse septum, which is this membrane right there, is a transverse septum. So we will begin by looking at the liver. The liver has two larger lobes. It has a fairly large right lobe, a fairly large left lobe, and then we have a median lobe here. The liver does many things, one of which is to produce all the oil that the shark has, but also produces bile. Bile helps to emulsify fats for digestion. Bile is stored in the gallbladder. So on the median lobe here, on the right-hand side, will be the gallbladder. So the liver produces the bile stored in the gallbladder, and then after the shark's had a nice big meal, bile is released from the gallbladder down the bile duct, which is this white tube here, into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. So that's where bile is released into. Then we have the stomach. The stomach is this nice, large J-shaped organ. There are two parts. The cardiac stomach is lined by these rugae. Then we have the pyloric part, the latter part of the stomach, not loaded with rugae. The stomach is the site of the beginning of protein digestion. It's fairly acidic. Also, from the mouth to the stomach, we have the esophagus, and the esophagus is lined by these esophageal papillae. The esophageal papillae indicates the esophagus. When we come down to the pyloric part of the stomach, it ends at the pylorus. This is a sphincter that actually controls the flow of material from the stomach into the small intestine. Now, the small intestine is the primary site for absorption of nutrients as well as for their digestion. It begins with the duodenum. The duodenum is a small part right down here. It's hidden by this lobe of the pancreas. Then we go into the ileum. Now, the ileum has inside a spiral valves. It's a series of mesenteries that creates sort of a staircase type coiled effect in the ileum. What this does is it really effectively makes the ileum much longer than it really is. Since absorption is a function of surface area, it really increases the surface area. When we get down to the large intestine,